Maybe you have a bottle opener, maybe you don't. Who knows? We'll find out, eh? Good day, YouTube! And welcome
Hello.
to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have a dual review with myself and Brian. I even bought a Teku for this.
Oh.
Ooh, it was a 2-pack. That was my one and only Christmas gift, was the 2-pack of Tekus.
Nice.
What we're drinking is from the Innis and Gunn Christmas pack. It's their Highland cask. Ooh. So what do we got here? 7.1% alcohol by volume, 330 milliliters. Now, I've heard that they've been doing a lot of brewing in Canada. Now, I don't know if that's just for the regular variant, like the original, and probably the rum cask is, well, just the rum. Yeah, probably the rum cask as well, because you can get that in the 6-packs. But I haven't actually looked. This one is a product of Scotland, so it is brewed over there. Can I see who's... Oh, it's Dougal. Dougal Gunn Sharp is the one that signed mine. Who signed yours?
Where am I looking here in the front?
It'll be right here on the front.
Yep, that's the same name.
Okay, so Dougal signed both of ours. A lot of times, different employees will always sign them. I actually had some bottles that were done by Nick, who is the guy that is the head of Innis and Gunn Canada. So it was fun to see people you know's name on the bottle.
Have you met this guy?
Dougal? Yeah, he's the owner of the brewery. He's the one that has been at my basement when I was in the Falls.
Oh, okay. So he made a visit to White's.
Yep. It's the most wonderful time for a beer. It is. It's the most wonderful time for a beer. What the hell's stuck on? Why is that stuck on my bottle opener? You ready? You ready to open her up and see what we got?
I got an opener.
Okay, well, let's do this thing then. Oh no! Mine is prepubescenting.
No, not here.
Well, I did shake mine up a little bit because it got taken out of the cupboard, and I threw it in the fridge for about 10 minutes, so that it's not cold, but it's not my usual warm either.
Well, do you like it better cold?
I personally like beers better warm, but like we found out the last time I did the Innis and Gunn original, I actually didn't mind it cold. So
okay, that's what it was. I remember there was something from Innis that you were surprised on how much better it was. I don't know if you can say the words better.
That's an interesting color. I'd say like full on almost brass, maybe copper.
Do our colors match? I think so.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Slightly off-white head.
I poured horribly, so I got no head.
There is a snap, crackle, pop. I guess we got to give her a sniff.
I don't know.
You could talk to us about anything. Brian wants to get you going on old wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, that is it really has like that.
Do they smell the same? Bottle and
No, the bottle's much more in your face. The bottle comes off with almost a bit of Islay Scotch, or like I like to say to piss people off, Islay. It's Islay. Or Islay. But it has a little bit of smokiness to it, but at the same time, it almost has that like Highland Park smell to it.
Okay.
I don't know. What are you getting?
I'm not good with being able to describe smells. I'm just here to drink a beer with you.
I know, but you got to try. See what you get.
Oh, I know. I'm busy trying to read the back of this bottle.
See, I can't read that. That is not albino eye friendly at all.
I could do it. I just have different lighting in here tonight, so. Do you? Okay, I can get it. Do you want me to read it to you?
Sure.
So it says this exclusive bottling from Innis and Gunn is an amber ale which has been matured using oak casks which have previously held famous single malt Scottish whiskies from the popular Highlands region of Scotland. So you hit that with how you described it.
Yeah, and I mean, I would argue that it probably is Highland.
And then,
Like
the result
Highland
of
Park.
this unique maturation is a smooth, complex, and warming beer with a classic Highland malt character. So there you go. Without you even reading it, you did it.
Well, I knew with it being Highland Cask that it would have been one of the Highland breweries, like distilleries, but I still don't know for sure if it's Highland Park that they do it in. A lot of times they won't tell you exactly who it is. But
Yeah.
they've worked with Highland Park before as well, so I would assume that it is a Highland Park, maybe Famous Grouse or something. But yeah, it smells interesting. You want to try it?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Are you?
Cheers. Oh, I'm always ready for a beer. Oh, that is fairly nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was going down nice and smooth, which could be dangerous.
Well, and that's the thing, right? This is 7.1% alcohol. Like, just think about what that could do, because there is no alcohol burn. It's just smooth.
Yeah, and even after there's a little bit of that taste at the end, which I can't describe, but you're the boss.
We're both the bosses, right? Because your taste buds are your taste buds. I can't argue with them. Whatever you get's what you get. But like for me, I'm getting caramel, I'm getting butterscotch, and I'm getting almost like a tobacco and leather at the very back.
Smoking. But the bottle said that. I would say it tastes like it smells, but I know those are all combined in the world of science.
Yeah, it's actually probably one of my favorite Innis and Gunn beers in a while, for like just their specialty beers that they put out. I was going to go and pick up a bottle of Vanishing Point 8, but then I heard that Vanishing Point 8 was $17 at the LCBO, and if it's $17 at the LCBO, what's it going to cost here? So I stayed the fuck away from it. Because like these are like $5 more a case than what you paid. So if I'm paying, I'm not paying $22 for a bottle of Innis and Gunn Vanishing Point.
And what size is the bottle?
Pardon?
What size is that bottle?
Usually it's a 500, but I'm not 100% sure.
Did you try swishing this around?
Yeah.
You try swishing this in your mouth. Like a little bit like a mouthwash. What do you think?
It makes that smokiness and it makes that butterscotch just pop.
Yeah. And I accidentally came across that.
I don't mind this. Like this is nice.
Yeah. I'm glad I still have another one in my fridge.
Oh, that's right, because you got the lucky Christmas gifts. Eh?
Oh, I still have that one upstairs. No, because when I bought that first one, the first 4-pack, I never did it because I was going to hold off. Then I bought a second 4-pack. And
then you got the one from the Christmas party.
Yeah, so I've bought in 3, and I've ended up with all 3.
Well, it's a good thing they're not bad beers.
No, and that's why. And you know what? I think if they had glassware with them, I wouldn't have bought so many.
That's the thing. Usually what they come with, those packs usually come with 3 bottles and a glass.
Yeah, and I wish it did. But
I still wish I had some of the old Innis and Gunn glasses. I have the barrel head that Nick sent me. It's upstairs. I do have to rip it apart and rebuild it because somebody who put it together was not very good at what they did. And yeah, 1 second. I gotta send the link here to some people since we're almost done talking about this stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. So if you were to try to pair this with something, what would you go with?
Ooh, if I was to pair it?
Yeah.
1 second. Let me take one more sip after I send this link out.
Yeah, no worries. Just
And
trying
then
to
I'll
fill some.
tell you my idea. Come on. Link's got to go. What the hell? Oh, that's the problem is I haven't copied it on my phone. I'm an idiot. Wow. I blame you for this one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's not even a reason to blame you. I'm just blaming you.
That's okay. I'll take the blame.
If I was to pair that with something, ooh.
Or even if, what would you, even just Innis and Gunn in general, like if you had a few of those beers and some people coming over, what would you want the spread to be?
This one, with the smokiness and the sweetness, I think you could either go for something that the smokiness will work with, like say ribs or pulled pork or something like that, something that's going to be a little smoky anyway, or some brisket. Yeah. Or you can go the opposite direction and go like a nice savory burger or something that has all the fixins. So you're mixing all that salt and vinegar and everything else, and the little bite of the onion, fuck the tomato, but all that stuff together, and then this would wash that down nicely.
What with cheese and crackers?
I mean, you could do that, but
you know, like you gotta get a cheese with a bit of a bite to it.
Yeah, I would think
like that Monterey Jack.
Yeah, or you could go like big time. You could go like a Gruyere or something like that, or if you wanted to enhance the smokiness, you could go with like a smoked cheddar or a smoked Gouda. If you didn't want that, I think like a Gruyere or just a regular Gouda, just something that's going to be or a nice creamy Havarti, because that would mix with that butterscotch flavor really nicely.
Yeah.
Good day.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
A little drunk, but that's just the Scot coming out in me.
So, Brian, James, Brian.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. If you don't know yet, I have a tendency of answering and acting in accent. So it could be the Grinch, it could be Scottish, it could be anything.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, he died.
He hit the camera button. Can you hear us? Did he mute? I don't know. Did you mute him, chat?
I didn't mute him. No, I heard like a bang first. But I don't know if that was upstairs or there.
I didn't hear anything, so.
Okay, so it must have been upstairs. It must have been one of my dogs.
Yeah. Well, if he can hear us still, we can't hear him or see him.
I'll just
I don't know what to say to that.
That his phone died.
Meanwhile, he turned off the camera and hit the mute button all at the same time.
I think your phone shit the bed, sir. So I picked this up at Sobeys Liquor. and it's X Mark flavored beer. And it is 5.3% alcohol by volume, but it is supposed to be agave spirit flavored beer. So they, instead of saying tequila flavored, they wrote agave spirit flavored. And I don't know. Sorry, my I think it's my kids. But my wife is upstairs, so you know I'm not 100% sure what's going down. Z.
Hey, when did you cut your hair?
Tonight.
Oh yeah, the final cut of the year.
It was more. It's for a joke, but.
Oh, okay. Are you allowed to share this joke, or is this like, or is it one of those you can't reveal it yet?
Then we can try it again, or not, whatever you want, sir.
Yeah, jump in. Have them jump in.
Anyway, I am right now all four of the head honchos at my work. Right, I'm the store manager. I'm myself. I'm the floor manager, and I am the HR person. I'm all four of us right now. And I got texted by the big boss today, and they're like, "How are you doing?" I go, "I'm losing all my hair because of the stress." And they're like, "Shut up, you're a nut." So I came home and shaved my head, and I sent them a picture. I'm like, "Look at what happened to me."
That's awesome. So did you finish the first beer already?
Oh, yeah. You know who you're with right now. Come on now.
Oh, I somehow didn't see you do it.
Oh. Yeah, there's my empty glass.
Yeah. Now I'm going to have to look at these other bottles, see whose name is on them.
The whole batch might just be Dougal, but usually they have a few different people that sign them.
Ugh. So yeah, so far the spiced rum and the Highland the other Highland cask is the same name.
There's like a tiny touch of lime on here, and almost skunk, if that makes sense because it's a clear bottle.
Oh, I got some different names on my Caribbean rum cask.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, there's two names.
Okay.
There's a name for, okay, well, it has a master brewer, which is that same name.
Yeah, Dougal is their head brewer.
And then it says approved by Jeremy Houston.
Okay, so that would be like just one of their staff members. I don't know who he is. I've never met him.
Yeah. So
he could be in the U.S., he could be in Canada, he could be in Scotland. They also have offices in Sweden and there's one other country, but I can't.
Italy.
It might be. I don't know.
Well, I think I saw Italia on this other bottle. Yeah, on the back of the Highland, right above where it says 330 milliliters.
I can't wait to get my 10 cents back for this bottle.
I just put them in recycling now.
We would, and we used to, but all the people of ill repute will go through and like throw your recycling all around to try and get everything they can get money back for. Yeah. Because in Saskatchewan, they charge you a deposit on like everything.
Yeah. I think Ontario is the only place that doesn't.
Yeah, yogurt containers, water bottles, milk jugs, all that. So you can make a pretty penny on it. We usually get about $25 a week back by the time you do like our Pop, Harlow's yogurt, our milk.
So I'm guessing that bottled water is not such a big thing there like it is here.
Oh, it's huge here because a lot of the water pipes in Saskatchewan are still lead.
Okay.
Like we have copper and stainless steel in the house, but it's lead coming to the house, and we're on the short list for Regina to come and change the lines.
Yeah. Any luck on getting our guest back?
I don't think he's responded to me. No, he hasn't. I think it might just be the two of us.
Oh.
That's okay.
Anybody else out there watching?
Oh, that tastes pretty good. Surprisingly good.
Now, would it make a difference if you had the whole salt and the old lick and drink and
the salt lick, eh? Never mind. I'm not gonna go that way.
Fair enough.
Ah, shut up.
Oh. Yeah.
Sometimes I open up YouTube and it like auto opens to like somebody's short.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why. And I'm like, but I wasn't watching that ever. Why is it opening to that? And I'm like, we have 2 viewers as of right now.
Oh.
So
Anybody
anybody watching, nothing in the chat other than it's a wonderful time for a beer. Anyone watching, ask us anything.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to debate if I'm going to have the other beer. Same one. What do you think?
I think you should do it.
Yeah. I'll put the rum cask back and.
There we go. Oh.
Look at you go.
I know. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, it has a. Holy shit.
Yeah, I can hear your dog. Is that an alert?
I don't know which dog that was. I think that was the youngest.
Or is that just a reaction to something inside the house?
New Year's plans. Any expectations for 2025? Don't really have. No, if it was an intruder, it would not have been judge barking. You would have heard my house getting torn down as the 170 and 150 pound dogs went at the door.
Okay.
You know when somebody's like, I was actually watching. I had a. We'll get right back to that question.
Yeah.
But I had a package delivered yesterday, and
yeah.
it was funny because I'm watching the camera because I get the notice that somebody's at my door. So I open it up. I see that it's the delivery guy bringing up like 5 Amazon packages, and you can just hear the wah, 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 through the window. And I know it's Otis, and Otis likes to stand on the couch. Otis is a Saint Bernard, and he stands up. Yeah. He's 170 pounds, and he stands on the couch, and then he stands on the windowsill, and he looks like he's like 15 feet tall because his head goes to like the top of the window. And his head is fucking gigantic, and so it scared the guy. You could see him go.
Probably afraid to come through the window.
I'm afraid. Like I usually keep the window closed so that does not happen. But my wife forgot to close it.
Oh, New Year's plans. You got any?
New Year's plans. James is back. Yay, James!
Hey, welcome.
Sorry, man. Right at that moment, my 24-year-old stepson called to find out how to bake potatoes in the microwave.
Oh, that's all good.
Yeah, no, James, Brian was just making fun of you. He said he hit the button. He hit the button.
No,
Yeah.
actually, I didn't. It was like ring-a-ling-a-ling, and kind of like, what the hell? He never called me.
That's the way it works with these things. Anybody and everybody will now try calling you and texting
Oh, I
you.
hope not. Fuck, I hope not. I don't like talking to people. Chad knows that.
All right, so no, I do not have any plans for New Year's Eve. My real plan is that I have the day off. I have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day off, so probably whatever my wife tells me I'm doing.
Nice.
Too new to the city to know anything going on. Don't even know if there's fireworks in this area. Other than that, my expectations for 2025 is that they'll be better than the last 6 years. It has to be, because
I'm sure it will.
I think there might be fireworks down by the legislature buildings, but I don't know. Depending on January 1st, it may suck to stand out there and wait for them. So
this second beer is so much better than the first one, and I didn't think I'd say that. I like that.
Oh. It's the
well, I
guava.
join you, but I don't have the beer.
Well,
What do you have right now?
I haven't reviewed it yet, so I mean, you might get to be the one that does it with me. X-Mark.
All I have is Great Western or Heineken. But I've been snacking on Cap Morgan's dark or spice rum all night. So
Well,
I got the Heineken opener.
Well, my Secret Santa at work sent me a whole bunch of different stuff, including a Heineken light up tree ornament,
Nice.
which was kind of neat.
It did look like a really nice ornament.
Hold on a second. I'll turn it on and I'll try and put it on camera for you. That way you can. How the hell's the switch now?
Well, thank you, Paul. Hopefully happy New Year's to yourself as well.
Yeah, I get to go to work. That's my plan. And then
Yes, you're supposed to do the shift bid so that you get Christmas and New Year's off for the most amount of years in a row.
I'm not going to factor 2 weeks out of a 52 week. Nice.
I have to replace the batteries. I forgot it on the one night and it just killed the batteries.
Haha, that's awesome.
But I think we might sell those.
Yeah, we just might. No. I remember that everybody got so angry at me at that one shift bid when I took the Friday and Saturday night off because of the way midnights fell to the point that Rose complained and got it taken away from me. Fucking Rose.
That's not.
That's what I'm going to be drinking.
Nice.
Chad, make it bigger, Chad. Make it bigger for us.
We gotta make him bigger. Yeah, we'll give him the.
Yeah.
Okay, show us what you're drinking again.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I got to turn around. I just opened it. There you go, boys. That's what I'm drinking. Great Western Pilsner.
Nice.
And that actually is not a bad beer. Great Western doesn't do bad. I mean, it's for the most part, Great Western is more your like regional brand, shall we say. So
before they came along, Canadian was the top choice, either that or Pilsner here. I'd say it's almost split Canadian Pilsner, and I'd say a third would probably be Bohemian as the choice of beer here. Great Western, when it entered the market, became more popular, and I think it's equivalent to about what Bohemian is now. So it's a split between Canadian and Pilsner being the top two in Saskatchewan, of course, and the Great Western and Bohemian being the third.
That's cool. Ooh. Ho ho.
Yeah, so I was told I'm an idiot because I sent that picture.
I'm gonna pick your nose. Oh, hold on. Let me scratch your ear.
I sent a picture of me
Oh,
now
this way.
bald to the three that are off, and I'm like, look at what the three of you have done to me. I've lost my hair due to the stress, and they've all told me I'm an idiot. All three of them.
Yeah.
Mine's a touch and go pad for flies.
No, I've never salted the top of my beer cans.
What the?
I have made my own lime beer with lime cordial or real lime, like the little squeezy limes.
Yeah.
And when I say real lime, I don't mean a real lime. I mean real lime, the juice that you can buy.
Like the real lemon or the real lime juice.
Yeah.
The plastic real lime.
How do you accentuate that to say you're actually using real lemon or real lime? Because it just comes across wrong either way.
It does.
Oh, the old red eye.
No, I don't make red eyes either. I'm not a red eye guy. However, I have had a lot of the Clamato juice variants from like Bud and all that. I've had to make them at work when me and Brian work together. There's a lot of people that would order them.
You know what those are called here? You know what those are called here in Saskatchewan? They call them uglies.
Usually what you drink in the morning.
You go into the bar and you ask for an ugly. They'll ask you what kind of beer, and you get Clamato or tomato, whatever you want.
Nice. I like that one.
I don't think they're horrible. The ones I've had haven't been, but I just don't. I don't like tomatoes.
No,
Brian watched me almost die on a tomato. So, how did you lose the eating contest? There was fucking tomatoes.
Yeah. There's a video of that on here, isn't there? Back on your channel?
There is a video of me trying to do that burger and poutine challenge, and it was the tomatoes that beat me.
Yeah.
I'm like gagging with every bite. I'm like, oh, no.
Where were you eating?
Batter up fish and chips. It was
Niagara
in Niagara Falls, and it was like a 2 pound. It was a 2 pound poutine with I believe it was a 4 pound burger, and it was like candied bacon and everything else, and it was actually a really good meal, and it was a fair price even if you didn't win. But the tomatoes, it had like a full tomato on it, and I fucking hate tomatoes. Fucking hate them.
Yeah.
That would have been enough to make you stay not hungry for about 2 days.
No, I ate later that day. The best part was what you won, because I lost. I paid for my meal, but I also got a small girl's shirt. It was a beer shirt, and I put it on, and Christine drove me home, and I couldn't even, like, there's pictures of me. I can't lower my arms. They're like stuck up here, and I'm like, you're going to have to let me enter your car.
That's awesome. The last thing I want to see anybody in. I used to work with a guy years ago. The company couldn't find him a proper size shirt, and he was like a 4X. They give him an XL. So it looked like he was wearing overalls all the time.
That's awesome.
No, well, what was it? We had the Hooter shirt, the extra small Hooter shirt that I had to rip myself out of.
You never did Sweet Legs, though, did you?
Sorry?
I thought you were going to do Sweet Legs one time.
I couldn't get... I kept trying to get Lisa to sell me Sweet Legs, but she wouldn't, because she knew I would put it on YouTube, and she didn't want to ever see me wearing Sweet Legs.
Fair enough.
I tried forever. I even tried to get her husband to buy them for me. Like, I will give you the money. Just say you need them for, I don't know, your sister or something. And he wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hold on a second, guys. I got to hand something out to a neighbor.
Oh, that's cool. Is your neighbor cool?
Well, he's a teenager, so maybe not. Here you go, man.
Oh, thank you.
I knew you were coming over for it. Have a good night.
I'm going to drink lawnmower beer next.
What the hell is lawnmower beer?
It's Lawnmower Yard Lager from Churchill Brewing Company in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Oh, Lord, Saskatchewan and your silly beer names.
It says you've earned it. We all need a break. When you need it, relax and refresh. You need a yard lager.
Sounds more. This should be more of a summer beer.
It says it's 100% crushable. And keep our yard beautiful. Please recycle.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty good.
Oh, that depends on the area of Saskatoon you're from. Sorry, I'm kind of a talkative idiot.
No, we need that.
Was Chris Farley Canadian?
No.
No, Jim Carrey's Canadian.
Yes.
William Shatner's Canadian.
Chris Farley just knew that the funny guys came from Canada. That's what that was. He liked the British humor.
Isn't Mike Myers Canadian?
Yes.
Yeah. The old Scarborough boy.
I was watching a Jerry the King Lawler podcast last night about Jim Carrey from
Man on the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
I still like Roddy Piper. Came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I've run out of bubblegum.
There you go. Just remember, you can't paint half your face anymore.
Yeah, Paul, I think he was on SCTV for a bit.
Who?
Farley.
He might have been on for a few episodes, but I think a majority of the cast was Canadian. That I will say.
But a lot of the SCTV people went to Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
So
well, yeah, but SCTV was known as Second City.
Yeah, out of Toronto there.
Yeah, it was known as Second City. Well, you had Candy, Jim Carrey, no, not James Carrey, but what the hell's his name? Eugene Levy. You had Martin Short. You had Dan Aykroyd. You had quite a few of them come from Second City to go there.
Yeah,
hey,
I remember watching SCTV episodes when they were brand new.
What were you saying, Chad?
Do you still sell Aykroyd's vodka?
No, I haven't tried that. I would love to, though. I like the bottle it comes in.
Yeah, I used to have so many of those.
Yeah, I have an empty one here. Hold on.
Then you're a lucky Canadian to have it empty. I've never even had a full.
Where we work, we used to sell lots of them, and we'd always be like, can we just have this?
Oh, you're lucky. That is an awesome bottle. I love those bottles. He had a really great choice on that bottle.
I like the newer bottles look even better. This is from his original batch. I strictly bought it.
He's still putting out the skull bottles? I thought those were a limited run.
No, they're different now. They got different colors on them.
Oh, well, that's news to me.
Yeah. No, this was popular. He still makes it. I actually bought this full of vodka, just so I could have the bottle.
See, and I just got them from work.
Yeah. And then after I bought this, and it was still relatively full, I was in downtown Toronto at I forget where I was. And they had a whole bunch of these for sale for like $5 in a bin. And I'm like, just bought this here.
Shit.
Yeah, and it with vodka in it was expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was stupid expensive. That's why I never bought one.
Yeah, remember when I got the Louis XIII bottle out of Privé? I was so happy with that, and I filled it with like the cheapest brandy I could find, and I would give it to people, and they'd be like, "This is so good." I'm like, "You guys are idiots."
Yeah.
You do realize that we're selling Crown Royal bottles at work, right?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't say Crown Royal anymore.
No, it just doesn't got the label. It's still got all the fancy diagonal glass cutting on it, but it's a Crown Royal bottle. It just doesn't say it.
Looks like this.
Pretty
Just
much.
no labels.
Absolutely. I think it's the 26.
Yeah.
It just hasn't got the stickers.
Oh, that's cool.
And I giggled because they're like, because of the price on them. I'm like, man, you would get 10 cents for these in Ontario.
Yeah, but Chad, we could fill them with crappy stuff and actually sell it for a royal mint.
Well, like Louis XIII, it was one of these weird things because the bottle for Louis XIII is actually worth a couple $100 empty, but you can't get anything back for it but 10 cents at the beer store. So a lot of times there would be a wait list to get it, and whenever a bottle would empty, it would go to the next person on the wait list. So I got a bottle once, and that's what I did. I put like $30 brandy in it and would let my friends have it, and they thought they were drinking Louis XIII.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
Does the place of business that you work still have Black Pearl?
I don't know. Because the place where it was being sold is no longer a location.
Oh, it's gone?
It's just Banquets uses it for private events.
Interesting. Good day, Mr. Miller. The sky is up.
Ray Miller. Are you going to join us live? Popping on, showing us face, giving us a voice?
Paul's not even popping on. See, Paul's here. He just doesn't like us. I want to try and get both Pauls in the same chat because there's Paul from Pennsylvania, and he is always a good time if you can get him in a chat room.
Drinking beers.
Yeah, we're drinking beers, having an okay time. I'm going to show you guys this next can, but it's going to be sad because it might break some of the joke, because if I ever get James here and we review any of these, I already have them planned out in my head how this is going to go. But hello, cutie.
I don't think you want to say that in person.
Well,
and just to let you know, my wife just arrived home, so she may be talking when she comes into the house.
Okay.
That's okay.
So yeah, this company, I bought a mix pack from them. There's Hello Cutie, Bye Cutie, Hey Cutie, and something else are the names of the beers.
Is there like a here kitty?
Pardon?
Is there a here kitty?
Cutie.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
kitty.
Oh,
Hello,
but you named
kitty.
a bunch of
Oh.
others.
Yeah, well, it's Hello Cutie, Hey Cutie, Bye Cutie, and something else Cutie.
Hey.
Did you get my message before or after Tristan got here?
Just after.
What's everyone else drinking or eating that's witnessing this video?
Yeah, what's going on
Brad's
for all of you?
online with one of his buddies, and they invited me to the chat. It's fine. You can talk to me. Nobody cares. I'm just letting her know that normal conversation is allowed.
Oh,
Paul.
for sure. Does she want to be on
I don't
camera?
think so. She just got home from a 12-hour shift at the hospital, so I doubt she's going to want to get online.
Oh, fair enough.
Hello.
Hello.
All right.
As it is,
Pats
she's
and a
checking
few
her
gold.
messages now after 12 hours of not checking them.
Yeah.
Don't even.
Well, that's cool. So this is your
So-
first time watching the stream?
It's first time participating in one. Sitting next to Chad was, I think, the first time I've ever been on YouTube. So
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, what kind of type of Pizza Hut do you?
What?
I don't know. You're in Arkansas, so here's a question again to anyone that's never given us their locations. Where are you all? And question for you, since you're in Arkansas. I don't know if Kentucky Fried Chicken is big in Arkansas or not, but in the States in general, is there a lot of KFC buffets? Because there's a KFC buffet close enough to me that I want to go stop my heart for a day.
hey, Chad, you're not the only one. Paula and I want to try that too, because it is the last and only KFC buffet in Saskatchewan.
Well,
I
Chad
think
needs
it's
a ride.
in Canada, from what I looked up.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, the only problem is with KFC in the States is I don't know how far they've changed, but I know here in Canada they went from using animal oils to cook the chicken to vegetable oil. That's why if you eat too much of it, you're on the potty for a while.
Clears you out.
In the Arctic KFCs, they still use animal oil.
Well, that would probably taste better than the stuff that we get by a long shot at times.
Yeah. So
So I saw Ray. Where was Ray from?
Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah. So we have Oregon and Arkansas there, and Paul is Ottawa. You're Niagara. We're the Regina area of Saskatchewan.
Place that rhymes with fun.
We have two different states there.
That's my lovely wife.
KFC?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm looking a little bedraggled, but hello.
It's all good.
All right, I'm gonna go change it up again.
So, where do you guys usually get viewership from besides Oregon and Arkansas? Is it like all over the world, or is it just like North America type thing?
We get guys from Europe. Ireland is big. England is fairly big. All over Canada. A lot of my viewers that are in Canada are Ontario, Quebec, and the Maritimes. I have a few from BC. I have a few from Manitoba. They sometimes show up in here. There are a few people from Saskatchewan. When I was actually thinking about moving to Saskatchewan, they were talking to me about different towns and what was in them and all that. So I mean, yeah. And then
I don't know how far you've been in the breweries here in Saskatchewan, or especially in Regina, but eventually I'd like to be able to go to the different breweries and see what they have to offer, even the micro ones. I don't know whether or not Lumsden has anything to offer, but I do know they have basically a liquor place.
The reason we're laughing when you speak of Lumsden is Lumsden has a brewery technically, but they don't. It's temporarily closed. It's the one I keep looking at buying. It is up for sale. They're asking way too much money for the equipment they have and the recipes they have. I've made them 2 offers in the last 3 months, and my offers keep going down, which is pissing them off.
Do they counter with you at all?
No, they stopped countering with me after the first time they countered. They countered once. Sorry?
No offense, but I think the thing that you're going to find here, whether you like it or not, is everybody's trying to get top dollar for what they have. And unfortunately, not everything here is worth top dollar. And that's no offense to the brewery, and it's no offense to anybody in Saskatchewan, but that's a Saskatchewan mindset. We're always trying to get top dollar for something we don't have.
Yeah.
They're selling the building and the business separately. The building, when I make my offer, I offer them exactly what they want for the building, because the building's fine. It's the business that I'm not offering them what they want for. And they keep getting angry at me. And I finally had one of their beers recently, because there was one of their beers that was at the Sobeys liquor store at Sobeys Liquor in Victoria Square. And it's been sitting there for about 6 months, because they stopped producing beer about 6 months ago. And so I bought it and I tried it. And the next time I made an offer to them, I told them, hey, I'm lowering my offer even more. And they're like, well, why? I go, because I've tried your beer now. I really don't want anything to do with your recipes. I boggled my mind, because what it is you get all the chattels, and their chattels are okay. Their brew house is from Brouhaha. It's not worth what they think it's worth, but it is what it is. You get some keg coolers and stuff like that, so those are nice, like for events and stuff. Lots of glassware, stuff like that. But they think that most of their money is in their recipes. Well, the reason they're closed and going out of business is because no one's buying your beer. So your recipes don't matter to me. Your recipes are garbage. Keep your recipes. I don't need them, because I know that you're not competing because of what you're doing. They have like 60 beers, and 45 of them are IPAs or pale ales. And why would you go out to Lumsden to get an IPA or pale ale when you could buy them all over the place here in Regina from breweries that are known for it? Or if you're further away, you could just drive to Saskatoon and get them for the same from breweries that are known for it. Like they don't seem to have any idea what their clientele would be. I mean, if you're in a province where Pilsner is your number one beer, you don't go, here's 45 IPAs. But hey,
Like I said, top dollar for something they think they have.
It's worth a try, though.
Well, it's like somebody turning around and finding a rare cigarette tin here. Oh, I'm holding top dollar for it. Are you kidding me? Do you know where we live?
Yeah,
Unless you find that one of a kind special collector, nobody cares.
that's right. Everything's only as valuable.
Yeah,
Go.
everything's only as valuable as what someone is willing to pay for it.
Exactly.
I'm the only person that's given them any offers in the entire 6 months they've been up for sale. And they really don't like mine. I even told them, hey, I'll give you this much for it on the condition that my buddy Kyle gets to go through the brewery with me. And they don't want that either. My buddy Kyle actually builds brew houses. That's his job. He's the guy that's already told me what all their equipment's worth before we even went to do our first offer. And then they actually found out who I was because I brought up Kyle, and they looked up Kyle and they're like, oh shit. Now they don't want to talk to either of us anymore.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So should I go offer them 30 grand? Maybe they'll take your offer suddenly.
Okay.
Well, if you went in together, you might be able to afford it.
I would say they have the building up for $449. Like I said, the building's worth what they have it up for, in my opinion, what you're getting and everything else. They have the business up for $179. The chattels they have are probably worth. The chattels alone are probably worth about 90 grand. What they're hoping that you pay them for is the liquor license, which you have to renew in a year and a half.
Why are you paying for like a driver's license, basically? That's not your car. Who cares?
Yeah. So they're hoping that you pay for the liquor license, but it's almost impossible because I went through the entire provincial rules for changing the name of the brewery and everything because I'm like, I would want it to have nothing to do with this brewery.
Yeah.
Almost impossible for me to change the name without going off of an entirely new license. So your license is worthless to me. And then again, they think that the other $70,000 of their asking price is in their recipes. And I'm like, you went out of business because nobody's buying your beer. Okay, your recipes are worthless.
Yeah, no offense. I know people that are here in the province, in town, literally, and I've known them since I was in high school. They're tattoo artists. The market is saturated. Same thing with the brewing companies. The market is saturated. If you can't get in, there's a reason you can't get in.
Yep. And I mean, all you have to do is go into it brewing. Here's the thing, okay? The way a lot of breweries work in one of two ways. They either brew what they think is going to sell, or they brew what they want. You can brew what you want if you're in a place that beer is mecca. Like in Toronto, there's a lot of breweries that brew what they want, and they do amazing. Toronto also has more people, 4 times as many people as the entire province of Saskatchewan. Like, yeah. So if you're in Lumsden and you're brewing what you want, and there are breweries within half an hour of you where the population center is that make the beer that you want to drink and make it better, then you have no chance. It's making what will sell to the community and making what will sell to the people. You need to look at that stuff, not I want to drink IPAs, so I'm going to make nothing but IPAs. And if you love IPAs, that's fine, but you need to be able to compete in the market.
Exactly. And unfortunately, between Regina and Saskatoon, and I've seen a couple from up around PA area, there's a lot of IPAs in the province that are really actually quite good.
Well, and Nokomis even. Nokomis makes some amazing IPAs, but Nokomis's brewers are the same brewers that are brewing at Pile of Bones because they own both breweries.
Are they open about that?
Yes, you can figure that. If you apply for a job for them, you have to be willing to work at both places. I only know this because I applied for a job with them. Okay.
Well, I was just curious. Sometimes people keep it quiet. You have to dig a little deeper, like, oh.
I don't know if it's like open, but it's open. You know what I mean? And I mean,
So what would,
again, like,
what would you brew in Blumston?
They have 8 fermenters. They have 8 fermenters. So I already went through this at one point. I'm like, okay, I would brew 2 beers that I want. So I would probably brew a dark mild and a Irish stout. I love both of those. Cream of some type, whether or not it's a flavored cream ale or just a regular cream ale, because that'll compete with Pilsner and all that. It's just a little heavier, a little more flavorful. I would make a Pilsner. I'd make a lager. I'd make a light lager. And then the other 2 fermenters would probably be my 2 experimental fermenters, and I would do something different in them all the time. I'd probably start with something local, maybe a Saskatoon berry type of beer. There is a lot of breweries that make them, but most of the breweries that make them, they make them either a Saskatoon berry sour or a Saskatoon berry lager. I would probably go into either a wheat beer, because wheat you can get all over the place here, or I'd do some type of dark beer again. And then my last fermenter, to be even more experimental, I would probably do like a Goza or something like that. And like I said, those 2 fermenters would be my experimental fermenters. The first 2 fermenters would be this is what I always want to drink. And at some point, I'd probably change them. And then the other 4, I would go with things that people at Lumsden would come in to fucking buy from me. Like, that's what I would be using them for.
Yeah, because you want those ones to support the brewery, right? So you can do your experimentals and have your own personal large amounts of beer.
If you could figure out how to do the Saskatoon right, because if you make a Saskatoon sour, and I'm pretty sure by now you've tasted an actual Saskatoon, they're not akin to giving anything sour. They're a sweet berry. They're way more potent than a blueberry, so I'm not sure how you'd put it in a sour and make it work. But hints of Saskatoon, you might get a bigger fan base. I'm not sure, but a sour, Saskatoon berries themselves don't lend to a sour flavor. If you've ever had Saskatoon pie or anything like that, it can be absolutely amazing. It puts blueberries to shame. I think the best blueberries I've ever had were the ones that DQ in their shakes, but they still don't match a Saskatoon by any chance. If you go to, let's put it this way, if you go to Walmart, there's a Last Mountain, what do they call it? Last Mountain jellies or jams or something like that. They literally have a contract with a company in Saskatchewan to put out jams and jellies that are made nothing but with Saskatoons. And it's Canada wide that they sell this stuff. Like, that's how popular these stupid berries are.
Good.
It's really wild. It's kind of odd to figure out that the stupid berry that grows in 1, maybe 2 provinces is that popular. But if you actually go to Walmart, you can buy it. It's called we even sell them in co-ops here in the province and IGAs. If you go there, you may be able to pick it up. It's called Last Mountain. I can't remember what the hell it's called. Last Mountain Refinery or something like that. But they do a Saskatoon berry jam. And it's amazing. But in a beer, I'm not sure how it would work, Chad. You could try it, but I'm not certain.
I was also thinking, like, there's so many different things. Like, Haskap berries are huge here, too.
Yep.
And you can do a lot of things with those. But I was also contemplating, and this would be something I'd probably do in my experimental fermenters, but I was contemplating leveraging some of the connections I have in the Arctic and getting a bunch of Arpic sent to me, which is skyberries, and they don't grow everywhere in the country, but they're fucking little awesome berries. And
and they only grow there.
I would love to play with.
They only grow there.
Yeah. For the most part, in Canada, they're pretty much all in the Arctic, and they will pick them by like the kilo load. They'll go out on their ATVs and come back with like 15 kilos of them. And I have enough people that would send me them. I would love to do something with Arpic.
That'd be wild.
That'd be a neat idea for an experimental beer, just to see what you could get out of it. But like
Just
I said,
imagine
with the certain berries, whether you're sour or you're sweet, that's what you're going to be depend upon whether or not it's going to destroy the flavor.
I'm thinking about the can design for those Arctic berries. Just the labeling.
They basically look like raspberries, but they're like pure white with some yellow dots on them.
Not necessarily, because I've seen ones from Inuvik that are
Raise back.
red, orange, or the deep burgundies, and they're like all right. They're just different colors. There was I was following. I saw a lady on TikTok showing about cloudberries, and they come in like multiple varieties of colors, but usually the white, the orange, or a bright red.
Yeah, see, where I've been, I've never seen the bright red. I know they exist, but I've never seen them.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I didn't realize that they
I
came
wonder
in
what the
white. I've
flavor would be
seen.
like.
I've had them be really nice, almost raspberry-like, and I've had them be really odd. And because I've had them in several different communities, and some communities they taste amazing, and some of them they don't. And I guess it depends on what type of variant they have there.
Maybe it's the polar bear pea.
Maybe.
Make you wonder what like different parts of the Arctic what their variety would be like. Like you said, the colors are different.
Yeah, so I mean, it's stuff like that. Like, I would love to do it. I I've had people
Can you
all the
bake with
time.
them?
They bake with them. They also make a siva rapik with it, which is like a arpic and caviar and whale blubber pudding.
Oh,
It
Whale
is
blubber.
not great, but they love it. But I don't have to eat it, right? Like, I grew up in the South, so it was just something I got to try up there. I tried everything that was offered to me, except I did not have the fermented walrus. Fuck that shit. People die from that every year. Fuck you. You can keep that. I was
what did he
willing to
die
try
from?
most
He
things.
had too much tusk.
Yeah.
Well, what they would do
Swallowed the
is
tusk.
they kill the walrus, they cut it up, they wrap it in a burlap sack, and they bury it in the ground. And they come back like 2 months later to eat it. But if you bury it in the ground too early in the year, it goes bad and you get botulism and die. And a lot of people making it now don't know how to make it because a lot of the elders are no longer with them. So it's people
I
that
wonder why.
don't know when to put it in the ground.
Walrus.
My wife just said, I wonder why I killed them all off with a walrus.
Yeah.
Well, it's no different than the Norwegians with their fermented cod or whatever the hell it is that they bury underneath a canoe for 6 months.
Oh, the that can, they get it in the can too.
Yeah, the stuff that everybody, you see them open the can and they gag, and then you try to feed it to cats, and the cats run away.
If my food's going into the ground, it stays there, man. Forget it. You're burying my food, there's a reason.
If you're burying my food, there's a reason, she says.
I've
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've had the raw blubber, I've had the raw caribou, I've had the nuktu and nikti and all that stuff. Like, I tried almost everything they offered, but when they came to me with that fucking rotting walrus, I'm like, no. They're like, but you tried everything else. I'm like, yeah, and I know when to say no, and this is the time to say no.
It'd be like a human trying to drink Klingon brandy. Do you really want to try it?
That's what he's talking about right there, Ray, is Sir Stroming. Sir Storming or whatever. I'm blind, so forgive me. But yeah, that's what James is talking about with the fish.
What did you grab to drink, Ray?
I'm not certain of the words or the names of them. I've just watched a lot of reviews of people actually trying to eat it and watching a table of 8 gag as they try.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like they're when they eat caribou, it's raw. They kill the caribou. They usually freeze it and then you like dip it in soy sauce and eat it. Like, you got to pull the hair off and stuff. My daughter loves it. My youngest daughter loves it. For a long time, we had to tell her every piece of meat she was eating was tuktu or she wouldn't eat it.
My brother, when he was About 15 years ago, he went and he's an electrician, so he started working for a company. They put him 1 mile south of the Arctic Circle. So it wasn't unusual, but instead of hamburger soup, which is normal here on the prairies, they were making caribou soup. He goes and says you would wait for it to cool off and the fat to congeal, then you'd scrape the fat and the hair off the soup to be able to reheat it the next day without hair, because every bite you took, you had to strain the hair out and pull it out of your mouth.
When we got flown, like when we got moved a little further south, and we ended up on the fly-in only reserves. One of my workers, Solomon, he used to try and make me eat his soup all the time. And he'd bring it over. He goes, "It's moose soup," and I go, "That's fucking flour soup." And he goes, "What do you mean?" And they would put like the tiniest piece of meat in it, and then like an entire bag of flour, to the point that it was like paste. It was
a
paste.
meat flavored roux.
And he's like, "You want to try my moose soup?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to try your fucking flour soup." He goes, "You're making fun of my cuisine." I go, yeah, I am, Solomon. I love you. Fuck that shit. I'm not eating it.
It's like taking a piece of bacon and expecting to make 58 pierogies. It doesn't work.
Yes, and Ray, I spent 6 years in the Arctic running grocery stores up there. And I did try almost all the local Inuit food. Like I said, the walrus was the only one I said no to. There was not one of them I thought was a good food for me. But if that was their country food, they loved it, great, eat it. I'm not eating it.
And see, here on the prairies, growing up here as a kid, I've eaten squirrel, I've eaten pemmican, I've eaten rabbit, I've eaten prairie chicken, all sorts of different things, and they all have their goods and bads. But the one thing I can
prairie
honestly say
oysters?
about no, I'm not eating
Okay.
anything for under $1.
I've had prairie.
Under $1, I like that one.
Sorry, bull's balls are the last thing I'm gonna eat.
Ray says
Especially since I'm a Taurus.
pemmican is legit.
Pemmican is good depending on who makes it. I've had really spicy pemmican, and then I've had really mild pemmican where you literally wish you had a lick of salt to be able to take a bite of the pemmican and chew it, because it doesn't taste like much of anything except berries.
I know. Really though, like I said, like I would never give up the time I had up there. But as Brian knows, I would never go back, ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, it would be a lifetime experience, man. It's no different than, what was it, 2 years ago or a year and a half ago? My wife and I went to Turkey. That is something that is amazing. The beers are totally different than what we drink here. They're way less. If you know what I'm talking about, sometimes you get a beer that's got that, not the skunky smell to it, but a skunky flavor or a really deep, dirty flavor to it. None of their beers taste like that. It's the most weird thing I've ever had in my life. It was like clean and refreshing, and they were 5% alcohol or more. And their beers were like 500 to 750 milliliters with some of them.
Wow. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and if you ever get a chance to, if you know what ouzo is, rakia is very similar to it. It's not made with the exact same ingredients, but it's got a lot of the same flavors. But that stuff, literally, they sell it in a 250 milliliter bottle. You put half a shot of that in your glass, and the rest of your glass, which is about 6 ounces, water, and it turns it milky white. And that stuff will kick your backside if you're not careful. It is strong. It is literally in a star anise flavored brandy.
Wow. That's interesting.
And the food there, you know how we here in North America, we either spice things up so they're spicy or we make them overly smoky. There's minimum amount of spice for anything, and usually most of the flavor comes from the meat itself or from the way it's cooked, like on burning coals, etc. The word for kebab is literally kebab is cooked on a fire. Shish or shisha is the stick that goes through it. That's where we get the name shish kebab.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so it's, trust me, Chad, what you experienced in the north is something that a lot of us would go, wow. I wouldn't want to live there, but I'd definitely try it. But I'm not sure if I'd ever want to live there.
Okay, Brian. We're doing it.
What are you doing?
I'm doing it.
Oh,
Maximum
any guesses?
ice. Am I right? Maximum ice?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Oh, no. This is Labatt. This is a Labatt ice.
You'll find out
So
soon.
the reason why I'm asking him, James, is Brian sent me a bunch of beers that he made.
Oh, you were the,
blind.
okay. You were the one that he was calling a bastard. I get it.
So he
Yeah,
sent me.
yeah.
And the reason I got angry was one of the boxes had like 5, and I fucking hate ice beers. And one of them had 5 ice beers all blocked off. And he giggled because I'm like, they're all fucking ice beers, aren't they? And he's like, no. And I've been right about what each one of them has been so far. And this is the one. I believe this is Michael Ironside's ice beer.
Okay.
Michael Ironside did a bunch of commercials for an ice beer.
Okay. I know who you're talking about, and I vaguely remember the commercials.
So I think it's either maximum ice or black ice. That's what I think it is.
Well, hopefully it's not OV ice.
Oh, I would love an OV ice, man. I would be like, I like ice beers again if it was OV.
Don't you dare say I'd
Yeah.
give my testicle for that, because you know.
That I only have one? I'm not telling you which one I'm giving. Could be the one that doesn't work.
And this is why I enjoy working with you, man.
Motherfucker, you got the worst of them all.
Oh. No, he's from Ontario. He doesn't have pro oysters.
7.1% alcohol. You piece of fucking shit, Brian.
How much alcohol, PBV?
I was right. Maximum ice. My first guess. Oh.
How much ABV?
7.1.
Oh.
Oh.
You can always put it back in the fridge
on Christmas morning.
It's so fucking gross.
Just put it back in the fridge, save it for another day. You just let it sit there and
like when you're out of
remind
beer
you.
and you're desperate.
Yeah.
When I pull this out to drink, it's when I know I have to stop drinking. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Either that or it's when you know you need an aneurysm.
Oh.
You're like, I just need one good beer tonight. Instead of drinking 3, I'll just drink one of these.
There's no reason to drink that much.
Sure there is. It's bring you back to reality.
Aqua Velva is cheaper.
And it comes in colors.
It tastes like shit, Ray. It tastes like shit.
No, it tastes like icicles. Come on.
It was
Icicles
hockey
that are
tape. He
hanging off
wrapped it
his
in hockey
grandma's
tape.
garage roof.
The original box he sent, he had wrapped it in cardboard and duct tape and then wrapping paper. And then this one he got really bored and just used the electrical tape and just did it.
Yeah.
So it cost you $19 to wrap a box of beer.
No.
Was it worth the price of the beer and that?
Well, I sent a whole box of beer, so it was worth it.
Who the fuck canned this? It's not Crown or Ball. Who the fuck did they find?
OV.
UCC. Who the fuck are they? Ontario only has 2 canneries. Who the
Not
fuck?
anymore, buddy.
It's a mystery cannery.
No, I know who. That's the cannery in China that got recalled.
Well, there you go. Even better.
This is going back in the
Oh,
fridge.
you mean the one that used to serve tuna?
It's the one that has the bat virus.
The bat virus.
It came from a market, okay?
In Wuhan.
Yeah. It's a Wuhan ice. How far
Fucking
back in the fridge you put it, Chad?
mice. I hate you so much. So
Don't let
much.
it contaminate nothing.
Starts another pandemic by cracking that one open in the basement in Regina. Rhymes with fun, guys.
Oh, great. We're all going to be zombies at work.
What strain are you smoking, Ray? Yeah. Actually, I don't even know what I have right now. 1 second.
Is it legal in your state, Ray? Only answer if it is legal.
What's legal?
Where is the metal?
There's
There's a
of
guy
questionable
watching
legal
us.
things in Canada and the U.S.
He has some cannabis going on. I don't know if it's legal in Oregon. Probably is.
Well, with a name like Oregon, it's close to Oregano, so it might be.
I just figure asking questions gets some more activity going on.
It's me. Quiet.
Sorry.
We're trying to keep it quiet.
My dog's trying to protect the house from me.
That's all good.
Makes me talk more, expose more than everyone else.
Okay.
Are you serious about your Burmese though, Chad?
Yeah, I love him, but my son has fucked him up. He needs a
Okay,
better
I
home.
will ask around due to the fact is that my wife knows probably like 400, 500 people. I will ask if anybody, how old is he?
He would just hit 1 a few days ago.
Okay. Burmese mountain dog. Anybody looking for one? Chad's looking to rehome. There's nothing wrong with the dog. It just can't deal with things in the house. That's all.
Needs to be outside.
No. That's all. It's just it has a personality conflict with somebody in the house. That's all.
Sorry.
I have a personality conflict. Is it an indoor or an outdoor dog, Chad?
He's lived indoors his whole life, but
Would he do well on a farm?
Would he
With
do
other
well on a
dogs?
farm? She asks.
With other dogs?
With
I don't
other
know,
dogs,
because
of course.
other dogs, yeah, he's perfectly fine with other dogs. I mean, he lives with a Saint Bernard and a Great Pyrenees.
Crap.
But my son's autistic, and my son and him have not.
Bonded.
He's become an anxious ball of anxiety because my son is not. My son picks on him, basically. He needs a new home. He won't pick on the other two because the other two will beat the shit out of him if he does. But the Bernese Mountain Dog is a burner, right? He's like, oh, you just gotta love me. And so
And they are like that. We know multiples of them that are like, oh, I'm your best buddy. But if you're not best buddy with them, they don't know what to do.
Isn't that what
That's exactly what Paul's son has.
2 of them?
Yeah, they have 2 of them. So this one is just over a year old, literally a few days over a year old.
Well, I'm just thinking of Christy because we just lost one of her big dogs a little while ago. So
Well, you can ask. My wife will ask around for you, Chad.
okay, yeah, no, I always want my dogs to have the best life they can have. Well, he's not happy here. And
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. And that's why I said I'd ask. I figured I'd ask you online or in person, one of the two, and because she knows so many people. So what have you picked as your substitute beer?
I'll show you in 1 second. Sorry, because of Ray, I was looking at what I had here.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Blissful Irishman, because I'm a blissful Irishman.
What?
I've never
All
tried
right.
it.
Yeah, that looks like a freeze-dried pack, dude. What the hell? When do you get freeze-dried beer? Add water, it turns into alcohol. No.
It's on the shelf beside the helium beer.
You mean this stuff that makes you do this?
Yeah.
This one's Tall Valley, apparently.
And as I said before, you'll notice
And,
that I
White
answer in
Queen.
very weird ways.
Oh, that's good.
And I'm sober when I do it, so when I'm drunk, it's even worse.
That's even better.
When you're drunk, you giggle like a schoolgirl.
I don't know if you heard that or not. My wife says I giggle like a squirrel girl.
Squirrel girl. Yeah, that's it.
School girl when I'm drunk.
So is my family. My family's made of blissful Irishmen too.
I thought you were going to say squirrels.
No. Yeah, I picked out 2 beers to make up for the 1 beer.
Oh, that's a fair trade. 1 bad for 2 good.
He's holding that iced beer for someone to come visit him. Oh, here, have a beer.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're going to send me
the
home with
first
the
time you
shit?
get off
Good
the
thing.
plane and you come to visit me, it's here, Brian, have a beer.
Yeah, here,
Oh,
let
I
me
thought you
pour
were
this for you. I
threatening
won't even
me.
know.
I thought you were
Yeah.
threatening me. You're going to send me home with the shits.
Next year's Christmas white elephant. Brian, I need some iced
Oh.
beers from Ontario.
Except that in this white elephant, you wouldn't be grabbing for it. You'd be giving it away.
Yeah, but people there don't know. Like, oh, iced beer, okay.
Oh,
This
so
is
you're going to tape
interesting.
it up again, you lazy bugger.
Oh, yeah, that makes it fun.
I'm doing this purposely. I was going to have the other one first, but the other one as my next beer makes up for, well, makes it make sense. You know, I almost feel like a drug dealer at times. You know, I have 1 phone, 2 phones, 3 phones.
Well, you're in the right neighborhood, aren't you?
It would be worse if he
4
was on the
phones.
east side of Victoria Avenue than the west
Oh,
side,
okay.
or on the northeast side,
This
not
is going
the
to be
northwest
this is
side.
going to be the next review camera. This one. And then
Well, you shouldn't be showing everybody you have all of those phones. You know that.
Well, those people that come to his garbage cans every garbage week, they leave without their phone. He doesn't tell us that part.
We just collect them.
Wait till he has
They're-
a group of them start a fire to stay warm.
Yeah, that's just the batteries exploding.
Can you sell me a gram of beer? Freeze-dried beer.
Freeze-dried beer. Just add water, it inflates.
Sorry, just
You
texted
add
my wife.
Gonna add the main ingredient to beer: water.
The alcohol
Imagine you found a
freeze-dried,
way
it
to
just
do
adds
that
in later.
to do like reconstituted beer like McDonald's does their fucking rehydrated onions.
Yeah. There you go. You buy that little brewery, figure it out, and then you'll become something.
Sell it to the astronauts.
Oh, my wife just made a good point. Then you could sell the recipe to the astronauts so they could have beer on the shuttle.
Sure, that would be allowed.
Space beer.
I'm going to be the first person to make space beer.
Look, we got a name for it already.
What would you call it? UFO?
Fuck. You won't be able to send up like mixed astronauts anymore because you'll be coming back pregnant after the space beer.
That's why all of them have to be fixed before they go up.
I applied to go live on Mars. I didn't win.
Do you think they send up contraceptives to space?
I don't know. How ugly are the astronauts?
I think after a while it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you get desperate.
Yeah, I mean,
enough,
look,
pretty sure
my
anything
wife
would
married
do.
me, so.
Well, you're the best one in 30 billion miles.
After a while, it didn't matter what the person looked like as long as I said, "Hey."
Yeah.
Hi.
Well,
I love how coy she tried to be too when we started talking on Plenty of Fish. Yeah, we met on we actually met in high school many moons ago, and we both actually fell in love with each other in high school, but didn't say anything because I was the captain of the football team and wrestling team and all that, and she was the nerdy girl, so she was like, he's not going to like me, and I'm like, she's not going to like me. Then we found out that we were both in love with each other. We're back. But so I sent her a message and we started talking. We were talking for about 2 days before she said, I think we went to high school together. I'm like, yeah, we fucking did, bitch. We fucking did. I know exactly what classes you were in. I know where you sat. I know.
Stalker Chad.
Then I found out she knew all the exact same things because she's just as fucking creepy as I am.
Just as creepy. Okay. Paula and I did not know each other in high school. I was 43, she was 39, and we both went on Plenty of Fish. And I texted her, and my catchphrase line for my profile, which made her look, was Shrek lookalike.
Nice.
And we've been
she-
together ever since, and it's coming up. Well, it's 14 years now that we've been together. So,
Yep. Stop trying to
Plenty
ruin
of
my.
Fish works. My wife calls it Plenty of Eels, though.
But I found my clownfish.
But she found her clownfish, she claims.
That's awesome.
So my last beer of the night is from Bourne Brewing Company in Calgary, Alberta.
It's green.
It's by Cutie.
By Cutie.
Oh,
Is that
there you go.
BY or BYE or BI?
BYE.
Okay. I'm trying to figure
Dad
out
was
which
trying to
buy.
He wanted to buy.
This is a sour wheat ale with raspberry and mint.
Good Lord.
I'm not sure
Make-
if I'm into
Roll
sour drinks unless I'm really thirsty and it's a really hot day.
Why do you have
You have to-
lactose in it?
They want to
I
make
can
you poop.
understand lactobacillus, but why lactose?
For the beer farts. Hence, buy.
They want to make you feel creamy.
It doesn't say there's mint or raspberries in it though, so that would make me feel like I'm drinking beaver ass.
I got beaver fever.
Calgary, it may be.
So to anyone new to the channel, if you ever see natural flavor on something that says it's raspberry or strawberry flavored, it's 100% guaranteed that you are drinking something that has oils from the castor sac of a beaver in it. 100% guaranteed. So if you're drinking natural raspberry flavors, you're sucking on a beaver's anus.
How many of those have you had?
Yummy bean.
Okay, no, there's real raspberries in this. That actually makes me accept them.
Maybe there's a bit of both.
Maybe there's a bit of both. Okay.
In its flavor and raspberry color.
What are you laughing at, Brian?
Didn't you hear what he said?
No.
Oh.
In its flavor and raspberry color.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that could.
Sorry, man. For our first meeting, you're getting a bad dose.
Oh no, this is great.
You know how me and Brian met? He was one of my trainers at one of my jobs.
Oh, well, God. Oh, my God. Chad, that's like me trying to teach you how to be a leader.
Oh, fuck. Such a pretty beer in such a pretty glass.
That's a nice color to that. Is
It
that actually raspberry red, or is that just
It
lighter?
matches your shirt. It looks like your shirt color.
What, my lobster?
No, James's shirt.
Oh,
Look.
James's shirt. Okay.
Oh, more of the burgundy. It's a nice color, though.
I really like it.
How's it smell?
Its ABV is 5% alcohol by volume, 473 milliliter can. For you American viewers, the 8-pack cost me $42. Yeah, the 8-pack cost me $42. Which is actually fairly cheap for Saskatchewan beer prices for craft beer.
Yeah.
That's the saddest part of it. And I don't mind as bad if I'm buying a mixed pack. It's when I have to go and buy the 4-packs of the same beer that piss me off.
Well, that should be your goal for Saskatchewan. Get them all to start selling singles.
It smells like fucking raspberry spearmint.
Bet you're hoping for that beaver right now, aren't you?
I won't lie, I'm somewhat excited and scared at the same time.
Mitty Beaveratus.
The worst part is The worst part is I try to go into every one of my reviews completely blind, and now I'm going to go into this going, Minty Beaver Innis.
Well, you're already going into the review blind.
Shut the fuck up.
Crying, man.
Minty Beaver.
Yes, $42. Beer in Canada is very heavily taxed. Beer is the sin tax. It's what pays for most provinces. Most provinces use the sin tax to pay for basically everything. They pay for everything with the sin tax.
Education, medical, everything.
Yeah.
And if it's not alcohol, it's cigarettes or something akin to that.
Now I'm originally from Ontario. I knew Ontario was considered the beer mecca just by the amount of breweries in Ontario versus the rest of the country, but I didn't realize how much better they had pricing until I came here. And
here the government bends you over so they can get deeper.
They don't just bend you over, like somebody holds every one of your orifices while they do it.
And the other one spanks you.
I mean, it's not. It's probably the most. I've lived in Manitoba. I've lived in Ontario.
And that's your gift when you're done.
I've lived in the Arctic.
Crackers.
The beer in the Arctic is close to the same price as the beer here.
I don't want any stale old crackers for being spanked. Thank you.
Like if you were to buy a 12-pack of small bud cans, okay, a 12-pack of small bud cans, the 344 milliliter cans, they are $55. Well, they were $55 a 12-pack when I was in Pavernatook. So when you look at $42 for an 8-pack of this stuff, you're looking at pretty close to the same price when you think about it. And I'm actually really pissed off at myself for thinking about it at this point. I didn't want to think about that.
Yeah, but that's like when I travel from anywhere, and I'm used to seeing what Niagara Falls charges for hotels, restaurants, and I go somewhere else, and I'm like, oh, this ain't too bad.
Niagara Falls is when you get the tourist tax on your receipt.
You know what, though? You get it in St. Catharines, you get it in Hamilton, you get it in Toronto, you get it in Edmonton. It's not just Niagara Falls.
No, but when you get to the prairies, especially Saskatchewan, our alcohol tax is insane. And there's really nothing to do here. Like literally, we Saskatchewanians say there's 2 things to do in winter, maybe 3: curling, hockey, or drink.
You could fuck in a snowbank.
Sure, and have your body parts fall off at -50.
Just so anybody's curious, and we'll see if I say this when I actually review this beer. It really does taste like raspberry spearmint. And I'm not 100% sure if I like it or not. Like, I don't know. I think I do, and I don't want to. Like, I think I like
There's
this.
so much stuff running through my head for comments, and I dare not say it. I have to work with you, so I have to stay silent.
Well, so if you think $42 is bad, if you wanted a 12-pack of Alexander Keith's, and Alexander Keith's is owned by Labatt, which is owned by another company, Anheuser-Busch. But so Anheuser-Busch owns Keith's. Keith's as a 12-pack in Pavernatook was $75. Just to continue making your mind blow up. So it's like buying a 12-pack of Bud for $75.
Yeah.
At least I can buy a 2-4 in Saskatchewan for $75. It's going to be like President's Choice or No Name beer, but it's still a 2-4.
Hey, we just got dollar beer last year.
I'm actually, and this pisses people off, right? Again, I'm a Cicerone, I'm a beer judge, I'm this, I'm that. I've worked in the brewing industry for a long time. So the fact that I say this pisses I don't mind the no-name beer. I'm perfectly okay going and spending $37 for a 2-4 of no name beer as my drinking beer in the fridge. Now the only thing is I have to go to the Great Canadian Superstore to get it. But if I'm there, I don't necessarily have to buy the no name beer because I can buy 2 12-packs of PC beer for the same price. So I could get like PC Light and PC IPA or something and spend the same amount of money.
There's a PC beer?
Oh yeah, President's Choice makes beer. You can get
I've only
Pilsner.
ever seen the yellow label.
No, you can get Pilsner, Light, Honey Red, or IPA at the Superstore right across the street from our work.
Are you serious? The only thing I've ever seen is the yellow label, no name shit. Wow. I didn't know they were into the beer industry. Well, I guess Mr. Weston has his fingers up everybody's ass for everything now.
Oh, he does. Right up there. 4 fingers. He's giving you the knife hand.
Who is the guy that used to be the TV guy for PC like 20 years ago? Dave something.
Oh, I can't remember who he was, but yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Because remember he debuted the beer?
Yes,
I know
I remember
what you're
him
talking about,
debuting
but
the beer.
only from Ontario commercials. We never saw those here in Saskatchewan. You had to be online to see them. All we ever saw was Galen Weston.
Okay.
You know who
what was his name?
You know who makes the best beer in Saskatchewan?
Not Pilsner.
Moni Minhas. I can't even say that with a straight face. Fuck. Fuck Minhas. Fuck them all. I'm not even allowed to order from them anymore. They realized who I was. I'm not allowed to order from them anymore.
They won't ship to you?
They won't send anyone to my house to deliver beer from them. They won't let me in the brewery either. I'm not allowed in.
How many breweries?
They've realized I've moved to Saskatchewan and I'm not allowed in.
So when did you turn into a 16-year-old that needed an adult to pull for you?
Apparently about 10 years ago. I pissed the Minhas family off 10 years ago, and they've realized who I am. They finally figured out that name, and then the videos that go up on YouTube.
Now you're known by face too, then.
Yeah.
How many mini breweries have you now been exiled from?
Like true breweries that I'm truthfully exiled from, not just ones that hate that they see me, but I'm not allowed in.
Well, let's hear both sides of this. Yeah.
Okay, two that I'm never allowed in. One here. Well, I guess 3 because 4 then, because Minhas has one here, one in Saskatoon, and one in Calgary. So
okay, not affiliation-wise, but each individual one is, I think, what we're interested in.
Okay, well, 2 then. Dino doesn't. I'm not allowed in Niagara Brewing. Dino can fuck himself too. And Minhas. Moni does not like me. None of his family likes me. I almost want to find a way to get onto like Canadian Dragon's Den to look at his sister and be like, "This is my project, bitch," and see what happens. But
I own a brewery in Lumsden.
I own a brewery in Lumsden. I want you to fucking give me money. All right, Ray. Have a good night.
I'm not going to be rude, but when they first came out here in Saskatchewan and they were trying to sell things, my wife was a sweetheart enough to turn around and buy me their Minhas rum and their Minhas vodka. Holy fucking Screech.
Oh, yeah?
They make Screech look good. And I've had Screech.
Well, Screech is just Jamaican rum.
No. I'm talking about down east Screech. That
if you look at the bottle,
out the next morning.
It's Jamaican rum.
Drinking it.
It's Jamaican rum.
Yeah, the Screech you buy from Newfoundland, it actually says on the bottle, if you buy it right from Newfoundland, that it's been imported from Jamaica.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I've had Jamaican rum that.
However, I know exactly what you're speaking of because you think that it's made in a bathtub somewhere in Newfoundland.
No, actually in a barn somewhere, maybe.
You know what? He's new, so James, you're in charge while I go take a pee, and there will be no ducks, Brian.
Oh, he usually fires up the engine to pee.
I have no idea what a duck is, but I'm hoping I don't meet one.
No, he's going to fart.
Fuck. What?
No, he likes to fart when he pees.
Oh, good. He's singing while he's in the shower.
Yeah.
When he
So
starts
a
to
couple
gargle, you know he's had too much.
months ago on one of these lives, he's like, "Oh, I gotta go pee." So I was joking like, "All right, well, let's see if we can hear him fart." And just as I said it, he lets one rip, and then he starts peeing. Like the timing could have been any better.
And you were probably, what, the only two on the channel, or was there a third?
It's just me and him at the time, and whoever was chatting on YouTube.
Yikes. I unfortunately cannot read the comments that are coming up. I can see them. I just can't read them because they're so small. I'm on my phone.
So am I. I turn my phone sideways.
Just so you
Wait,
both
you can
know,
turn
if I
your
wasn't
phone
singing la
sideways
la
and
la
it
la la
works?
la la la, you would have heard a duck.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, the only thing is that I was worried if you were going to start gargling, we knew you got too much water in the shower.
No, I'm not allowed to pee in the shower in the basement.
Oh, you can pee in the shower upstairs?
The shower upstairs is level, so it actually goes down the drain. The shower in the basement is not, because we're in Regina, so the basements
Okay,
aren't
I
level.
love you. Not you guys. I love my wife. She's going to bed.
Good night, Paula.
Good night.
Don't worry, we're
Good
going to
night, she
release
says.
James soon enough. I got to go hang out with my wife. We got to watch an episode of Star Trek.
Oh.
Hey, have
So
you
I'm
tried
guessing-
that? Have you tried that new show that's Amazon Prime original, but it's on? I can't even remember what the hell it's on that we're watching. I'm pretty sure it's on Prime, but it's called Reacher. It's actually really good.
No, I have not.
Each episode, I thought it was going to be one episode of a series. No, it's pretty much the whole season for one episode.
Really?
One story for probably going to be the whole season. We're like episode 6 in, and it still deals with the first story.
Are you in the second season yet?
No, I am not.
Okay. I'll
All
have
I know is
Chad
that
tell
he's
you
doing a much
something
better
about it.
job than Tom Cruise.
That sounds like Brian's been watching the series.
No, that I think it's the first or second episode of season 2 was shot at my location.
Oh, was it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I hate to brag, but we've had 2 movies filmed here in Regina, one in Moose Jaw, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That Just Friends thing with Ryan Reynolds back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Nice.
That was filmed in Moose Jaw. What was the other one that was? Well, we've had a couple of movies filmed here in Regina. I actually ran into Charlize Theron. Didn't realize who it was because out of makeup, she doesn't look like herself. She's a redhead with freckles.
Kind of ugly, isn't she, when she's unmakeuped?
No,
Maybe that's
this
recently.
was like, this is what? How many years ago? Probably 20 years ago.
Okay.
I was outside of a restaurant here in Regina, and everybody used to try and pull in and use the parking lot of the building that I was in. So I was outside trying to scare people away, make them leave me alone type thing, and get out of our parking lot.
Yeah.
And this Porsche pulled up, a little silver Porsche with 2 women in it, and they were like, "Oh," I said, "No, I'll go stand over in that parking spot right there. You pull around the block, come back, and I'll let you guys into it. That is your parking. You can park there." She got out of the car. She waved. She said, "Thank you," blah, blah, blah. I had no idea who it was until I saw on the news that they were shooting a movie and she was in it, and they showed her. And I was like, holy shit, I just talked to Charlize Theron.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Who's the most famous person you've talked to at the place I used to work?
Me? Ooh. Like, sound like worldwide known or Canada known?
Either.
I had a very brief interaction with Russell Peters.
Yeah, I did too. That guy can fuck himself. Continue.
Yeah. The one that flew right under the radar for most people was Tracy Chapman.
Really? I know
Yeah.
my ex-wife was Michael Cera, and
He's a poker
gold
player.
man, was it Russell Oliver or Oliver Russell?
Russell Oliver.
Yeah, those were the two for her.
Yeah.
I got to talk to Gretzky once. That was
That's
pretty
cool.
cool. Other than him, my next highest was Dr. Ho. No, Dr. Ho and his Ho trains.
I'm sure there's been others that I didn't realize,
there was probably lots that none of us realized because half of us were just too busy doing our jobs that we didn't even pay attention. I remember that I got stuck. I got stuck in Splash Bar in Service Bar 4. I got stuck behind Splash Bar for about 2 hours when Justin Bieber was supposed to come in because they were going to bring him up that way. And then they found out that his friend didn't have ID, so they wouldn't let him up. But I wasn't allowed to leave yet because I wasn't allowed to be in the hallway in case he came up. And I'm like, I have a fucking job to do. Can you hurry the fuck up?
When it comes to like people I've seen but didn't interact with, Vince Carter, Stephen Page from the Bare Naked Ladies.
That would have been cool.
Saw the one guy from the Tragically Hip month and a half ago. The bass player from the Hip.
I kicked the singer from the Trues out of the Moose and Goose.
I saw Judas Priest like a month and a half ago walking through the loading dock to the hotel.
Is it the exact same band or is there different members now?
It's that same singer they've had for the last 25, 30 years.
Okay, so Rob Halford is still there.
Yeah.
It's whether the rest of the band actually exists or if they've moved on like Kiss did, how many different people?
I think some of the guys are still the original, or they've been there a long time because I looked it up afterwards. Do you see Gene Simmons is touring now with the Gene Simmons band?
No, I did not.
Yep.
Actually, you know who I did get to talk to because it was one of the few times I worked in the ballroom. I got to talk to Leonard Cohen, and he was actually amazing to talk to.
That's cool. That's cool. Oh, I forgot about Drake. Woo.
I don't care about Drake.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm of the age Drake is like new turd on the block.
Yeah.
My ex-wife used to love them.
New turd on the block.
Yep.
What's Drake's real name? Oh my god. Because that apparently upsets him. Gets him going if you refer to him by his real name.
As far as I'm concerned, anybody that stands there and actually gets banned from watching NBA games because he's heckling opposing teams is the world's biggest loser.
Yeah, but look, you got Spike Jones there in New York City. He does it.
But he doesn't get
banned from the games. He must know a line of when to cross it and when to not, because apparently Drake doesn't.
Yeah, that's true. Thinks he's a coach on the court or something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize this. I have another Heineken opener. Two different colors.
Ooh. I used to have the red one. Not the red one, the green one.
Yeah. That's where I got this from. I stole it from you.
Was it really?
No.
Well, I gave away so much stuff when I moved out of the house in the Falls, and then when I moved out of Welland that I don't know. That's why I asked. Like, I actually had to go out and buy an opener. Like, I had 75 openers at one point, and I had to buy one.
Yeah. That's life.
If you're ever in need of openers, I'm quite sure we have them at work.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we do.
Surplus area too, I think.
We used to have Miller Lite ones. Like, how old would those be?
Those are in the flyer. I saw those in a flyer recently somewhere.
Probably Princess Auto.
Maybe.
What's the Princess Auto?
Yeah.
Well, they had them there at one point. I do know that they had Miller Lite ones, and it was said lighter beer, less filling. I was like, holy! That advertising was from the 80s.
Probably found it in a warehouse recently. Hey, we can sell these.
You know, that's how I got my new barrel head, because I was talking to Nick, and Nick's like, "Hey, whatever happened to this, this, and this?" And I go, "Well, I had to give them away when we moved." I go, "Getting rid of your barrel head was like the one piece of beer memorabilia I didn't want to get rid of." He goes, "Well, lucky for you, we just found some in a warehouse. Do you want one?" Yes. Like,
Did he actually find them, or did they chop them off the top of barrels?
no, they had a whole bunch of them sent here for different vendors, and they didn't all get shipped out, and then they randomly found them in BC.
Wow.
Nice.
Like 7 years later, they found them. He was like, "Yeah, we still have some. You want one?" I'm like, yes, I do. I'm trying to get a second one for somebody that works with me, which she's our HR person right now. And her brother apparently loves the beer. So I'm trying to get him to give me a second one. I'm like, "I'll pay for the second one. Just tell me what you need."
Yeah.
So we'll see if I can get it or not.
Maybe you can barter for it.
I did tell him the next time I see him, I won't kick him. And that sort of got him on the ball. He's like, "You won't ever see me. First off, you're blind. And second off, you live in Saskatchewan." I'm like, "Saskatchewan ain't very big. If you ever come here, you're coming to here or Saskatoon. I'll find you." He's like, "Yeah, you will. You're a fucking bloodhound."
Have you ever heard of this stuff? Murphy's Law Cherry Bomb.
No.
It's moonshine, apparently. What it says on it.
The last moonshine I had was Poitin.
Corn, spirit, and maraschino cherries. There's some cherries in here.
Interesting.
Yeah, my youngest picked it up.
Who makes it?
Murphy's Law Distillery, Elmira, Ontario.
Ooh, Elmira. I know Elmira.
I've had
There
stuff
was a
from Murphy's
brewery
Law.
in Elmira.
Murphy's Law had an apple pie moonshine out here a couple of years ago.
I think that's still out, too.
It was really good. The only problem is after about 6 months of it sitting in the bottle, it diverted from apple pie moonshine to straight vodka.
Nice.
So what he's basically saying is drink your damn moonshine quick, sir.
Oh, it's not even mine. I just looked at it like, oh, look at that.
When you said there was people moving around where you normally sit, was it your youngest?
No. Wife, girlfriend. Just people like doing stuff, and then I'm calling down, and then my buddy calls me like, "Oh my god."
Well, that happened last time, right? We were going live, and then my buddy called me.
Are you undecided as to whether it's your wife or your girlfriend?
Well, I'm not married, but it's interchangeable.
Oh, okay. I had to clarify that because if I called my wife my girlfriend, she'd be a little annoyed.
Yeah, I call my wife my girlfriend, and she threatens to bite my dick off. So
mine turns around and tells me, "I'm your forever girlfriend." Well, yeah.
Well, there you go.
You are, because if I tried to give you up, you'd freaking kill me.
Yeah.
Well, mine has decided that there's a girl at the place I work that is trying to get me from her, and she wants to kill her.
Oh, we don't need that to happen.
No.
We don't need violence in the store.
No. And my wife is a crazy, like, Croatian Irish native girl. We don't need it.
No.
I love my wife with every ounce of my being, but yeah.
You also have a healthy fear of your wife.
I do. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy.
Yeah. Suddenly we're like, Chad, give us the secret code if you need help.
If bad things are happening, this is the word.
This is my safe word.
Is it the crossed fingers or the folded thumb?
Yeah, something like that, I think.
Chad, if you ever see me do the choo-choo like I'm pulling a horn, you know I'm in trouble.
If I see it, you're in even more trouble because
Yeah, because it means I'll be within visual range.
Chances are Chad's involved if that's going on.
Well, you know for certain that I don't have a problem getting myself in trouble. My mouth does that every damn day.
oh, so does mine. Don't worry. I'm surprised I never got in trouble when I would go and sit in your pre-shift with you, because that meant I left the floor early.
You weren't the only one.
Yeah, but I was the only one that made it obvious because I'd go and sit in your pre-shift. I wouldn't go into the bank and hide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have no idea who my coworkers are most of the time until I arrive at shift. So I know you're not talking about me. Because it's like, surprise! Oh, I'm working with so and so today.
No, we started on the same shift, and then when bids came up, he stayed on the shift I was on originally, and I went to the shift before him. So a lot of times I would get done and I would go and hang out in their pre-shift while they were doing it, which meant that I was off the floor a lot earlier than I was supposed to be. A lot of times I was good enough to get my stuff done by then. Sometimes I probably left the floor before I should have.
Well,
Some days you're like, screw this, I got to get off.
Yeah.
yeah, you don't have to explain that to me. Sometimes I just need to go and hit my head against an upright for a few minutes, and I'm good. The banging of the ringing of the metal kind of drowns out what's in my head for a few minutes.
Nice.
Are you sharpening your back scratcher, or are you just playing with it?
I'm just playing with it.
He's sharpening it. He dulled it, going through the hair.
Like this. Oh, remember how many people we used to gross out? I'd be like, just push right here.
Hey, has
You think it's my breasts that keep the shirt this far away, but push right here. It's all hair, boys and girls.
Is that a t-shirt you're wearing or a wool sweater?
It's when I used to do this that really pissed them off. I'd just be like,
and it ain't dog hair.
So in other words, if I ever see somebody attack you with a lint roller, I'm gonna hear a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
yeah, it's actually ripping hair off of me.
Hey, has anybody seen your favorite tattoo yet?
Preston? No, I don't think
to.
anyone
Yeah.
at work has seen Preston
I've been
yet.
told about it. I do not want to see it.
Anyway. Bye, cuties.
Going off YouTube?
Yes.
I don't know how to cancel this, but I'm gonna have to. Oh, there we go.
Oh, hold on.